Okay, so boom! The scene kicks off with Minato pulling up on these cloud ninjas ready to get busy. Now during this time, the political climate of the shinobi world was not the chummy let's be friends sweet stuff we all had come to know. These ninjas of this time were really beefing left and right about anything and everything. Our tail beast is weaker than yours? Squabble. You rock with the Uchihas? Squabble. You don't rock with the Uchihas? Squabble. And to make things worse, the talk no jutsu wasn't even invented yet, so the only language universally spoken between all these ninjas was the throwing of the hands. Killer Bee and the future Raikage were eyeing him down, ready to get their lick back for when Minato had previously stopped their recovery mission of the Ninetails. But the NPC they brought with them today does not want a single crumb of the knuckle sandwich Minato is about to give them. He talking about some,
that's gotta be the Leaf's yellow flash. We gotta retreat right now, don't you think?
But A is a very stubborn man known for his speed, and on top of that, he's a melanated king. We take pride in being fast. You think Bolt would turn down a challenger of this magnitude? Absolutely not. So there will be no turning away. Come, you know what time it is. He needs that expeditiously. Now I love how confident A was, but he was in for a rude awakening because Minato was nothing like anything he's ever seen before. Do not let his 1980s let's do a line before the show rockstar hairdo fool you. He gets down with the best of them, and Minato was about to let him know. Minato knew this one was gonna be personal, so he instructs his squad to stay out the way, then throws his kunais at multiple trees. So the Raikage gears up for the battle, and now his infamous blue aura is covering his body. He decides to try and draw blood first by charging directly at him with his fist cocked back, but my goat Minato was so unmoved by his speed that he waited till the very last second to teleport out the way. Look at the sauce, nigga had all the time in the world, but he let that man get so close that he could sniff the dookie residue off his fingers and had time to flex on him a little bit with this nonchalant kunai flip. And please peep the look back, that nigga was disgusted, but he wasn't done yet, because after embarrassing him, he zipped back in behind him, grabbed his kunai and got ready to slice his back open. But right before he could give him a nasty wound, one of the Eight-Tails tentacles comes flying in, swatting him out the way and taking the slice instead. A then jumps back to his squad, but I completely lost it when this man said, "Forgive me, B.
You doing alright?
Nigga, don't do that. You are not slick." He tryna slick play off the embarrassment like we didn't just witness what happened. You doing alright? Brother, are you doing alright? Look how he had you. Head back almost touched your ass. Damn near had you folded up like some origami. The emergence of the eight-tail tentacles must have been way above what they were originally prepared for, because the leaf ninjas in the distance immediately blew the whistle, meaning it was time to retreat. But look at how fast these ninjas left Minato behind. Battle was about to be so dangerous they didn't even want to be a witness. Got out of there with the same quickness that I left every class that involved math once the bell rang. Now even though the whistle sounded, Minato was not gonna leave without giving A something to think about. So he stopped dead in his tracks and turns back to say, "I'm gonna chalk it up to those braids being too tight, but don't ever in your life come at the goat speedster like that again." He dead said that. I'm trying to tell you, he's cold. Those parting words must have had the Raikage ready to tear his head off. So of course, he charged towards him with the same exact attack style, fist drawn and all, ready to redeem himself. But instead of teleporting to another kunai like he anticipated, this demon teleported behind Killer Bee, ready to end his life. Yeah, wrap it up. Find something safe to do. The bot was trying to tell you, they don't call him the Yellow Flash for no reason. Your chances of winning this fight are equivalent to the Cowboys winning the Super Bowl. 0. But not only is he quick, he's witty too, because this man was thinking 3 steps ahead the whole time. It turns out when B intervened to save A, Minato marked his tentacle at the same time. Now that is what we call a big brain play. Now as great as this moment was, I did not get to bask in it very long, because here goes B trying to be the next Jay-Z. I'm prepared for a mutual strike, so should we stab each other with these spikes? Bro, just roll the outro.
I don't really wanna die.
The scene kicks off with Minato dodging a ginormous fireball. He is currently in the middle of conducting the bell test for his pupils Kakashi, Obito, and Rin. Now I don't want to name names, but from the looks of it, it looks like it's gonna take a miracle for some of these niggas to pass. After that first giant fireball, Obito sends a bunch more smaller ones at his sensei, but of course Minato flips around them like it's nothing. Minato, now feeling insulted by that weak ass attack, decides to whip a bunch of shurikens in the direction of the fireballs. And I kid you not, those couple of kunais that didn't even hit him were enough to knock him off balance and put him flat on his ass. Minato then jumps towards him and annoyingly tells him to pack it up. Nigga didn't even give him a chance to redeem himself.
You're done, Obito.
Yeah, you hear it, he's tired. He is trying to wrap this up as quick as possible. Got Kushina tooted up waiting for him at the house. He doesn't have time for these childish games. But Obito was not working alone on this attack. Those fireballs were only a diversion to set up the real play. So he vanished behind his smoke bomb, then gave Rin the signal to cut the rope. And now a giant log is hurling towards Minato. So Minato jumps back to avoid the blow. But right as he landed on another branch, Rin tells Obito to PETA the trees and all its inhabitants. So he sets that bitch off and aims the flames directly at Minato. But when I tell you that shit took decades to get to him, could have finished One Piece twice by the time it got in within arm's reach. So Minato calmly threw his kunai to the opposite side and popped up behind them, quickly giving them the L. These niggas really thought that weak ass plan was gonna work. Look at them celebrating, talking about some yes. No, attack so weak I don't want to hear a single word from them moving forward. But Sensei, how did now that Minato was done handling these bums, he knew it was time for the real fight to commence. So he began to look around, waiting for Kakashi to let his presence be known. And lo and behold, a kunai zips at him with immense speed, meaning it was time to kick off the main event. Kakashi quickly rushes in and tries to stab Minato, but that junk gets weak. Minato then deflects another attack, then begins to backpedal while Kakashi tries to overwhelm him with an array of sword swings. And I am not gonna lie, he had Minato locked in. Keep the concentration, this is not no cakewalk. Minato decides to put an end to the sword barrage by charging in to block his sword, but Kakashi did not come to play around. That boy wasn't even trying to participate in the usual stalemate banter. He just quickly jumped back and whipped a paper bomb at him. Minato of course jumped out the way, but while in the air, he noticed Kakashi had already planted even more paper bombs below him. Oh, no, I'm trying to tell you, young Kakashi was on a mission. After his daddy deleted himself, he was never the same. Even though Minato was stunned a little bit, he still easily managed to evade the explosions by teleporting to a tree. But Kakashi is still on that ass, like my university hounding me for that tuition fee. If y'all are watching this, you're not getting the money back, nigga. Leave me alone. Kakashi then hits him with a barrage of kunais, which Minato easily deflects. But while deflecting them, Kakashi pops up behind him and surprises him with a solid kick to the chest. Minato blocks it and swats him away, but Kakashi zips back in to give him more work. He blocks another kick, weaves this kick, then almost gets his bells took. The fact that Kakashi was able to fondle his balls like that, deeply aggravated Minato. So he knew it was time to wrap this up. So he yeeted Kakashi off the branch, but that was shockingly just a shadow clone. The real Kakashi was on another branch higher up in the trees, ready to hit that nigga with the nastiest Chidori known to man. But before he could hop down and shock the life out of Minato, this man pops up behind him spitting some hot shit in his ear, talking about some
I told you can't beat me. You lose, Kakashi.
And once he turns around, he sees that Minato has a kunai to his neck. Checkmate. Yup, I know. It don't get much saucier than this, man. I can't lie. It turns out that during their hand-to-hand exchange, Minato marked his ass with his formula. And as we all know, once you get marked, you are cooked. Now, I know this fight was technically not canon, but it did such a great job of showing the actual skill gap between these ninjas during this time. Minato needs a whole flashback arc to himself, cause this nigga was just cold as ice. Kakashi was just out there doing regular Kakashi things. Been a goat since the day he popped out the cat. But Obito, on the other hand, is where things get a little rocky. He didn't come into the game as a #1 prospect. He had to put in a lot of blood, sweat, tears, and some Hashirama cells to surpass his peers. And when he got his chance to finally have people put some respect on his name, he did not disappoint.
Boom! The scene kicks off with Minato comforting Kushina shortly after giving birth to Naruto. They over there gazing into each other's eyes, all lovey-dovey, but Minato cuts it short to start closing the Ninetails seal. But right before he can close it, two bodies drop to the ground. Then we see a masked man holding Naruto, looking like he ready to rip his face off. You gotta be a really mad man to threaten a baby. Obito tells Minato to step away from Kushina before he ends Naruto's life subscription prematurely. But this man Minato's still not moving. He just go do something! Let's ask these trivial questions later. About who is he? He's the man who's about to murder your baby! As the Ninetails seal continues to grow weaker and weaker, Obito grows more impatient, so he pulls out a kunai on Naruto in an attempt to get Minato away from Kushina. Minato tries to talk no jutsu, telling Obito to stay calm, but that junk did not work in the slightest. Obito tired of not being taken seriously, so he throws baby Naruto in the air, then attempts to stab him. But Minato quickly grabs him out the air, only to find out that was Obito's plan all along, because as soon as Minato lands with Naruto, Obito detonates the paper bombs that were stuck to the back of his blanket. This man have no shame. He was ready to blow up a baby for what? And do y'all see how many paper bombs he had stuck to him? He was ready to turn him into confetti. Damn! Minato quickly takes off the blanket and throws it into a random house, causing it to explode. As to why he didn't throw it into the direction of the forest, I have no clue. Someone's gotta do a research paper on heroes destroying the property of innocent civilians, cause it never made sense to me. I suggest the first case study be done on the Avengers. Them boys will chuck your brand new 2024 Honda Civic at a villain just to miss. Do we have a heroes damage fund? Cause who's paying for this? My insurance is not gonna believe that Hulk threw my car at a building at 3 p.m. on a Thursday. While making sure Naruto's safe, Minato realizes that he's gotta find Kushina before it's too late. But he notices he has a piece of wood stuck in his leg, so he pulls it out and tosses it in the air. But before it can even hit the ground, he's gone. Now we see Kushina tied up between these rocks, looking like she about to get into some kinky BDSM time. Then she decides to ask Obito what he wants. Kushina, you know good and well what he wants. You think he tying you up to get the recipe to your peach cobbler, bitch? He wants the Ninetails. Obito tells her that he wants the Ninetails, and her response to that is, you can't. But you know what's crazy? He actually can. The camera then cuts to Minato putting Naruto to bed, and for someone who moves fast as hell, he sure is taking his sweet time rescuing his wife. He out here explaining the situation to Naruto like he understands.
Naruto, please be patient, okay? I have to go and rescue your mother right now.
Brother, shut the seal, gains control over the Ninetails, and pulls them out.
But hey, hold on, run that back. Can we talk about the landscape real quick? Where is this nigga sealed? In hell? I can't even hold Kurama. If they had me locked up like this, I'd be pissed off too. Like I'm just chained and pinned down while y'all up there having a jolly good time. Nah, you will feel my pain.
Right after he frees him, Obito sends the Ninetail to end Kushina's life. But right before he can squish her like a bug, Minato pulls up, snatching her from the rock in the blink of an eye. He too cold, he too quick. Call that man Usain Bolt.
That man is faster than the speed of sound.
You thought his girl was gonna be an easy lick? I don't think so. She gotta raise his son. You not packing up his girl tonight. Oh, damn. Hold on. Minato teleports Kushina to Naruto so she can spend as much time with him before her mother free trial expires. Ready to go handle business, Minato whips open his closet and puts on the drip of the century. Like, look at that robe, it's too clean. Minato definitely up there with the top 10 drippiest Naruto characters, no lie. We then see Kakashi and Guy strolling through the town, but Kakashi stops dead in his tracks and says, do you sense something strange? Man, his dramatic ass, you are not Peter Parker, go sit down. Nigga even hit us with the little over-the-shoulder look. Man, move. We even see Itachi holding baby Sasuke, and even he's talking about some, I feel something ominous. Well, are you feeling your future self? Ominous clearly runs through your veins. You done packed up your whole clan. And take that baby inside. Why did I just hear this little boy say, this an odd night for mom and dad to be out? So they just left their newborn baby and this boy home alone. Yeah, somebody call CPS.
Finally, they show the last man to get that same Spidey sense, but the third Hokage got the most most confident of them all. Cause as soon as he got that tingling feeling, he says, it can't be. Can't be what? How are you getting this information? But then again, he's old as hell, so he probably done seen some things. His spidey senses are probably the most accurate of them all.
Eventually, we see Obito touch down in the Leaf Village, and when he does, he summons the Nine-Tailed Fox. Kurama immediately gets busy and starts tearing up buildings while sending a whole bunch of NPCs flying.
Now Hiruzen over there in his quarters,
gearing up for battle with his negative 19 level drip. Listen, I don't know if he was stunting on them with that fit in the 1700s, but he gotta get with the times, cause that fit is not it.
Guy and Kakashi get word of what's happening in the village, and of course my dog Mike Guy is on go. He doesn't ask a single question. He just immediately starts emoting. Before my guy could take off to go handle business, this no-name ass Leaf Ninja stops him and says, subscribe to the channel and become a member of KTD. You already made it this far, you might as well do it. True, I'd do it if I wasn't about to get clapped by the Ninetails. In reality, this was not his actual message. He really over there talking about some, we must meet in the guard room. The third Hokage orders it, and of course the Hokage's name holds weight, so they stand down. But something about Kakashi's attitude rubbed me the wrong way. He was way too quick to agree. Not even a millisecond after those instructions were given, Kakashi says, well, you heard him, let's go, guy. Not even a little pushback. He not trying to be in the field for real. Guy is the only one really about that action.
The Ninetails is still in the village wreaking havoc, so a couple of Leaf Ninja NPCs devise a plan. One of them jumps and sends a couple exploding kunais to his jaw, but he eats those and swats him away. Two more jump up and pull out the same exact move, and they get swatted as well. Then another two jump up and pull out the same move just to get swatted like the others. What makes it even worse,
your battle's here with me,
brother. The Leaf really getting clobbered right now, but right as it feels like all hope is lost, the man of the hour hits us with another clean pull-up. Look at the pose, look at the drip. He knew that junk was too clean. He even had to let the Ninetails torch the village for a bit longer just so the camera can get all the angles. Because Minato has so much aura, the Ninetails spots him and boots up a nasty beast bomb, then sends it his way. But Minato uses his transportation barrier and redirects the blow. Right before he can go join in on the battlefield, a hand pops up behind him ready to grab his shoulder, but Minato stay on go, so he immediately swings his kunai at the masked man's head, but it goes straight through. Obito then tries to suck him up with his overpowered Kamui, but Minato is able to teleport on out of there. Obito wastes no time teleporting to him, and this is where the real fight begins. Obito gears up by putting on these chain bracelets, then charges straight towards Minato. Minato tries to stab him with his kunai, but it goes right through him. Right before he could get snatched up and squeezed by them chains, he teleports on out of there. Minato over there doing his calculation and finally figures out that he becomes solid when he attacks, so he knows he has to time his moves perfectly. So he throws a kunai straight at Obito's head, which goes straight through him. As soon as the kunai fully passes through his skull, Obito reaches out to grab it. But that's when we see Minato boot up his Rasengan, teleport to the kunai he just threw, then blow Obito's back out with his violent ass Rasengan. I don't think I've ever seen a Rasengan this violent. Like, look at this explosion. This man definitely got level 67 scoliosis after that. While hitting him with the Rasengan, he manages to put a stamp right on his back. Somehow Obito was able to survive that blow, but clearly not by much. This man's whole arm is melting off, out here looking like Frosty the Snowman when summer starts to hit. Tragic. Minato emerges from the smoke, and Obito immediately gets to glazing. He applauding Minato for his speed and IQ, saying that he never seen that blow coming. But to be quite honest, we do not care. And neither does Minato. He not with the talking, so he teleports to him and stabs him in his guts. I don't know why he thought now would be a good time to have a little chit chat. He just threatened his baby with a kunai, tried to blow him up, tied up his wife, and let the Nine-Tailed Fox out on the whole Leaf Village. And he thought Minato was just gonna let that fly. Nah. While stabbing him, Minato puts a contract seal on Obito and releases the Nine-Tail from his control. Obito getting cooked real bad right now, so he finally decides to retreat, but not without telling Minato that he'll be back for that rematch and that yellow-haired, big-headed brat in the future. He really never said that big-headed part, but I'm sure that's what he was thinking. Look at the size of his noggin. Damn. Even though he didn't kill Obito, he still got the W by saving his son and his wife. And now they get to be one big ol' happy family. Yeah, nah, she dead as hell, and so is he. But hey, at least Naruto grows up to have a great life. Damn, this family can't catch a break, like...
I don't really wanna know. Shorty telling me her name, I don't really wanna know. Had to wake up, go to work, I ain't really wanna go. God be with me on my side, he be with me on the low.